The skeleton is the foundation of our whole body. Our skeletons deserve special care. Without it, we simply would not be upright. But often, we are destroying our bones ourselves, and these negative factors need to be known. This becomes especially true after the age of 50. In this video, we've compiled the major mistakes we make that are detrimental to our skeleton. So watch this video to the end and all of your 206 bones will feel great. Let's get started. By the way, be sure to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to not miss our new videos. So, the first thing that's destructive to our bones is salty foods, because regular table salt contains sodium, and sodium is a calcium antagonist. If we eat 2 grams of salt during the day, it will remove about 40 milligrams of calcium from our bones. But in real life, people eat a lot more salt. As we age, this will begin to lead to thinning of the bone tissue and its destruction. So, you shouldn't purposefully salt your food, and you should avoid canned food. The fact is that salt is a universal preservative, so it is always better to look at the label and be guided by your sense of taste. The next point is soda. Various lemonades are harmful not only because they have a huge dose of sugar. I've talked about the fact that sugar is destructive in other videos, so everyone knows that. But soda also contains phosphoric acid, and it directly affects the calcium in our bones. If you drink too much soda, it will wash calcium out of your bones. When you drink lemonade, you probably feel an unpleasant sensation on your teeth. You feel like they've become irritated and sensitive. That's what it is. Orthophosphoric acid is destructive to our teeth. But that's only the first step. Next, once it enters our body, it's destructive to our bones too. The next point is trans fats. The fact that trans fats are as much of a killer as sugar is also well known. The fact is, they have a very negative effect on the cardiovascular system. But trans fat also affects bones. The whole point is that by consuming trans fats, we are blocking the absorption of vitamin K. It's such a rare vitamin, rare in terms of discussion. We rarely hear about it. We all know about vitamins C, A, D, and B, but K, I don't think a lot of people have even read about it somewhere. And yet, vitamin K is important, and it's involved in the formation of the protein matrix, a certain grid. And it's on this grid in our bones that calcium is layered. Because of trans fats, this matrix will not be formed, and so the calcium molecules just can't get a hold of our bones. What are trans fats? Pretty much any kind of confectionery, various cakes and pastries. It is, of course, margarine. They like to be added to cheap dairy products, a so-called milk fat substitute. They are also often added to baked goods, cookies, and low-quality chocolate. In general, you can find them in many places. The next thing that is detrimental to our bones is smoking and alcohol, because they affect estrogen levels, which in turn affects bone fragility levels. The effect, of course, is negative. The micronutrients calcium and vitamin D are also worth mentioning. There is a gold standard that our daily calcium requirement is about 1 gram. Some other studies show that 200 milligrams may be enough, which is 5 times less. But there is an optimal dosage of 1 gram. If we're systematically deficient in calcium, the negative effect will accumulate over the years. This is especially true for pregnant women, because if a pregnant woman is undernourished with calcium, then the growing baby will take calcium directly from its mother. And I didn't accidentally say vitamin D, because together, these two substances are absorbed many times better. It's no coincidence that supplements containing calcium and vitamin D3 are sold together. This makes perfect sense. So, If you consume calcium and vitamin D, then do it together, either in the form of supplements or in the form of foods. The next point is physical activity. Of course, it's well known that physical activity, sports, and gymnastics are great for the prevention of osteoporosis, and it's good for the health of our bones and joints. But what's also worth mentioning is strength training. This is also recommended, and at a certain age, strength training can be very helpful in the prevention of osteoporosis. But a caveat should be made here. If you have never done strength training, and you're already 50 years old, it should always be done under the supervision of a specialist because it's very easy to make a lot of mistakes and get injured. This is serious. But if you start strength training gradually, if you have no contraindications to it, strength exercises are the best way to strengthen our bones. What is strength training? It's a gym. It's dumbbells, barbells, weight machines, and so on. The next point is caffeine. Caffeine also helps flush calcium out of our bones. Of course, if you have 1 cup of coffee in the morning, it probably won't be a disaster. The problems start when you abuse them. It has been estimated that 100 milligrams of caffeine contributes to the loss of about 6 milligrams of calcium. What is 100 milligrams of caffeine? That's about 1 cup of coffee or 2 cups of tea. Although, of course, we can see that salt works much worse in this regard. A teaspoon of salt will take about 80 milligrams of calcium from us. So it's no coincidence that I put salt at the top of the list. Vegetables of the nightshade family. Doctors often recommend that people who suffer from bone and joint disease eliminate nightshades from their diet. What is Solanaceae? These are tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, and eggplants. Again, in general, it is not necessary to exclude these foods totally. If you don't have a problem with your bones and joints, don't say no. But if there is a problem, then this recommendation applies because nightshades can cause bone inflammation, which provokes osteoporosis. But if you do want to eat nightshades, then remember to take adequate calcium, 1 gram per day, together with vitamin D. This will offset the negative effects. By the way, write in the comments, what do you think is the best way to keep your bones healthy? Tell me, it'll be interesting. For now, I encourage you to watch my other video where I talk about the foods you shouldn't eat if you have joint pain. That video will add to what I've been talking about here. The link to the video just appeared on the screen, and the link is also in the description. And I've also pinned it in the top comment. Be sure to watch it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you in the video about joint health.